Yes, everybody, this is time for the Kajabi Sisterhood, the Kajabi Power Play with me and Jody. And today we're going to be talking with you about events. How can Kajabi help you with events? So stay with us. Give us a few seconds to dance and get ourselves in groove and ready to go because we're talking events. Remember, this is all about making money, honey, serving our clients and making a huge difference. See you in a few.
We're both brave, seen, heard. We're paid well, both brave, seen, heard. We're power women.
I'm a power woman, bold and brave and well paid. Woman, I've seen and heard a great leader. Woman, we're experts and leaders expanding together as woman, connecting and growing, we're powerful.
Power women. Be bold, be brave, be seen, be heard, and be paid well.
Oh, I just can't help but dance and groove when we hear this. So who is this Jody Peeper? Like, really, why is Jody with me? Well, Jody is one of these Kajabi masters. Jody's one of the few people in this world, that she's made over 500K with Kajabi, and I just don't have the same amount of zeros, but we made 50K here. So the two of us are in this Kajabi world. Jody is my coach and consultant, and she's also one of these rare humans that gives of herself, gives information without ever expecting anything in return. So Jody, I'm glad that you're here. Yay, 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 yay. So Jody, what I want to talk about today is events, creating them and building them in Kajabi. I'm working on my event coming up in October. And so can you help us understand the strategy behind doing it through Kajabi? Because a lot of people use Eventbrite, they use other things, but I think that Kajabi has everything hosted in one piece. So can you share?
Yeah, absolutely. Kajabi is a great place for running events because it keeps you completely in control and it reduces your fees. Because if we use something like Eventbrite, not only are you paying Eventbrite a percentage, but you're also paying your merchant gateway. So be that PayPal or Stripe, however they pay you. So you've got double the fees, and we want to reduce our fees as much as possible across the board. So if you run your event in Kajabi, they're signing up directly with you in Kajabi. You're only going to have that PayPal or Stripe fee. So that's a really good tick. We like that, reducing our fees. Secondly, the thing I love most about Kajabi is the really, really clear interface. So sometimes when we run events with sort of online gateways, like if you're running a live webinar or an online event and a summit, you end up in these quite complicated platforms. If any of you have used any of the webinar platforms like EverWebinar or Webinar Jam or Webinar Ninja, they are a massive brain freeze moment. And Kajabi just doesn't do it like that. It does it in a really gentle, understandable interface, so you can see everything at a glance. Whereas I work in Kajabi all the time, and I've been building websites for 15 years, but I go into some of these webinar platforms and my brain is just like, where am I going? What am I clicking on? What have I missed? We don't want to be, what have I missed? Because that keeps you up at night.
I'm telling you, it keeps me up for sure at nighttime. One of the things that I wanted to, I don't think that people really realize how easy it is to play in Kajabi and make things happen. And I am, I'm laughing at myself because I'm really trying to show. So I wanted to share something with you because I don't think that people realize it. So as Jody was talking, I was saying, okay, how do I create an event? And Jody, probably you spoke for about 2 seconds, right? And already I was able to go create an event. Here's the Kick Butt Power Women Worldwide Gathering that's happening October 15th and 16th. I will hit save because why not? And I know that there'll be some things that I'm going to have to change, like the time I just saw, right? Because I love you all, but it's not happening. So apply. Now, Jody knows me well enough to know that, okay, get her away from playing while she's doing this live. So move away from the Kajabi. But what I wanted to share is that's so much easier, and it's all in my home, right, Jody? So what are the things that I should be aware of about when I do something, an event, for instance, in Kajabi? What are some of the pitfalls that I might find myself going down the wrong rabbit hole? What would you say?
So you need to first of all ask yourself if it's going to be a live event or it's going to be a recorded event. And the two are handled very, very differently in Kajabi. For example, I run some online summits for clients, and what we actually do is we run them using something like StreamYard or YouTube Live, and we embed the feed into a product post within Kajabi that the people who have paid to access the summit can then log in and watch either a live stream or recorded videos that you've put together.
Oh, so you need to repeat that one more time because that's something that we have to know. So say that one more time. What do you do?
So imagine you've got a live summit. Say you're running a 3-day summit with lots of different speakers coming. That can be pretty stressful to put on actually live. I mean, live streaming. So what a lot of people do is they pre-record some of the speaker presentations and they load them into Kajabi and they have them available on different days within Kajabi. So say you've got a 3-day summit, you would then have on day 1, you would have maybe 5 of the guest speakers. On day 2, another 5, but you'd also have a Q&A. On day 3, you might have 3 speakers and then some breakout rooms, etc., etc. And what you can do is you can bring all of those pieces into a Kajabi product. For example, in your Kajabi product, you could live stream embed from YouTube Live or from StreamYard, like we're doing now. You can grab the embed code and pop that in so they can actually watch a live stream. But you can also have it so that they're watching a recorded video.
Okay, that was not something that I knew that I can do. So this is why we want to have Jody with us, because I adore you all and I really want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. I want you to not get, I don't want anybody to get caught up in I need this, I need that, I need this, I need this, I need this, and how am I putting it all together? And this is just too much. This is like too much. And here, let me just, if I hear you right, Jody, so when you're setting up the event day, well, first you're deciding, are we doing a live or are we doing a pre-recorded event? Number 2 is then you set up the events page in Kajabi for the event. Number 3, then you make sure that the event is being hosted and done within Kajabi as a Kajabi product, so that it's private, it's paid for, and it's all hosted in one piece.
Exactly.
So tell me more about this. So I know that people that are watching right now are thinking about, how do I do a summit? How do I do, or just a 2-day all about me program? What are some of the things that you've seen that people have done that were enormously successful? And what have you seen done using the Kajabi, right? So we're basing in the Kajabi that are like, oh girl, cut that stuff out.
So one of the great things about the event that, and you just saw Pegeen made that in about 2.3 seconds. An event in Kajabi, the reason we like the event as opposed to something like an email sequence or a paid offer, we like the event because we can dictate when our emails go out. And one of the main things that falls flat on its face for live or recorded events is that people don't show up. So you want to be setting all of your reminder emails in the event. That's where they go, because you can actually set the emails to go out relative to the event date. Let me just say that in a different way. Say Begin's got an event on the 15th of October. She wants to send an email 4 days before, 3 days before, 2 days before, 18 hours before, 12 hours before, etc., etc. The event email sequences is the only way in Kajabi to do relative to a date before and after. And that's why we love events in Kajabi.
Oh, that is so important that it's relative to the date. So no matter when a person signs up, they will get those emails sent to them. Whether it's if they sign up the day before, will it be squished into all the emails for that day, or will
they'll miss those ones? So if you've got 4, 3, 2, 1, like I just said in that example, if someone signs up one day before, they simply miss those previous emails, but that's okay. And then you can continue to use the event emails in this manner during the event and also after the event. So say, for example, you want to set up the event. If it's a 3-day summit, you want to ask yourself, do I want the event to be 9 a.m. at the beginning of the event? Or do I want it to be the middle day or the last day? And you figure out when you set your time and your date relative to that. That will then affect when your emails go out, of course. Because if you're sending your emails prior and you've set it up as day 3, you need to allow for that. Because if you set your event date as being the Sunday, but it starts on the Friday, you need to be pushing your emails a bit further back. But then the after emails would be 1 day after, 12 hours after, 3 days after. The after emails, I think, are actually almost more important than the before emails. Because the after emails will get people coming back into the product in Kajabi to make sure that they consume your content. So that even if they weren't able to show up live, we all know that the replay of a webinar is often more effective than those that turn up live. So using after emails is really powerful.
So I have to be humble over here. So while all of you are watching this and seeing Jody talk, I'm in my head going, Jody doesn't even realize that I came up with a conference idea. I got lost in, my last month has been a fog world. And then this morning I said, okay, we're going forth. I was going to cancel. I'm going forth. No, we're doing this. And I got all eager. And Jody, did I tell you about this beforehand?
Yeah, you mentioned about it, but I didn't know if it was still going ahead. So this is really exciting.
So here's one of the challenges when you work with a coach and consultant. It kind of is important to let them know what's going through your head.
Yep.
It's kind of important for them to know, all right, we've been working on this. This might be a bigger driver for what we want. And as Jody is sitting over there and she's very calm and everything, I know in her mind she's going, quack, 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 quack. So, am I right, Jody?
I'm thinking, what have you come up with, Begin? What? I need to brace myself.
So we are doing the kick your own butt Power Women Gathering on October 15th and 16th. And here's what we're going to be doing, Jody, so that you can get your head about this, because we are going to be, I want to do it through Kajabi. I wanted to do over here. This is going to be a program that talks about, well, actually, it's going to talk about how am I kicking butt so that you can kick butt. So you all watching will be working on your business plan every lunch group. It is a working lunch group where you're having your business plan for the next 6 months. Actually from October, November, December, what are you going to do to elevate and increase your money? Number 2 that we're going to be doing, Jody, is I'm going to be just pontificating and sharing some of my stuff. I'm hoping to ask you to come in to do some Kajabi talk, because all of you watching, we're also part of the Kajabi sisterhood, which only happens in Power Women Worldwide. It's only here. And I already posted for you all inside that you could join the Kajabi, the 28-day Kajabi. We have Jody. Can I tell you something? I don't know if you know some of this, but let me tell you. In the Kajabi sisterhood, we already have 4 members that have already made their $1,000. They've already, and it's increased some more. We already have people who are moved on to more products. So Jody, you've been a big help about that. I know that I promised Jody not to take up a tremendous amount of her time. But Jody, if there's one, give me 1, 2, 3, what people should be doing today to get their events going for tomorrow.
So genuinely, it's a numbers game with events. We want as many people aware of this and sharing it. Why not set up some kind of gamification so that people get different levels of badges for the number of people they refer to the event and they share it with? You want to get people sharing your social media posts. You want to get people sharing your emails and forwarding them on to other people, because events are a numbers game. Say, for example, you spend $1,000 in Facebook and you get 500 people, which would be a really good conversion rate. 500 people sign up for your event. But what if only 10% actually show up at the time? We need to be making sure that your brand awareness for the event is kick-ass. You can't just rely on the event itself to be the draw. You've got to be putting yourself out there, promoting it, marketing it, doing Facebook ads, doing YouTube videos, asking your friends and your family and your ambassadors to share everywhere. Set up affiliates if you want to, or set up some kind of gamification for anyone that signs up. If you bring 5 friends, you get a bonus, something or other. It's all about a numbers game with events, and I can't stress that enough. The Kajabi technology, you've got that. Easy peasy. It's Kajabi. But you need to be putting it out there and making sure that you get the numbers.
Amazing. It out there. So I love this. I love this because today I was talking about this in another post. So if you have any questions or you have anything that you want to ask specifically for Jody, especially about the events, we have a few minutes left. Those of you watching, you can post in the comments. It will appear in my StreamYard over here. So if you have any questions at all, please share them now in the comments area so that we can just tap into it. And I'll wait a few seconds. So Jody, what's the big project that you're working on right now?
For me, I'm creating a Facebook ads course and I'm loving it. Loving it.
Wow. Okay. So Facebook ads is like being in the jungle.
Yeah.
And not knowing what is working, what isn't, and all that. But let's talk about that next time. Let's talk next week about, will your course be ready next week?
Well, I've created the first module, and I'm going to be probably creating the second module over the next week. So 2 modules will be there.
Great.
And I've already had a beta test to do the first module, and they loved it and really liked how clear it was and how I didn't make any assumptions of prior knowledge. So we've had really good feedback already.
So we'll talk about Facebook ads, and not next week, the next week after next. For all of you watching, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate your showing up. For those of you that want to make, I'm giving you one last chance to write a comment, because I promised Jody that she'd go out. So here, Jody, if there was something, just one more thing that I want to say. So if what we wanted to do was make it an exclusive event, in other words, we're not looking for hundreds, we're looking for 50 to 100. We're not looking for thousands, we're looking 50 to 100 people. Because I've spoken to enough people in our groups, that's what they're right now. That's what they're looking for. They haven't seen the other opportunity. What would you tell them?
So if you're doing an exclusive event, it's much nicer because you don't have to get stressed about all of the marketing. You can genuinely just focus on your email list and bringing in the people who already know, love, and trust you. It might be that you're doing an exclusive event just for your membership. It might be that it's, a 3-day summit, but it's actually for a membership. It's not for the broader audience. You just want to look after your members, in which case you don't have to be as stressed by the marketing and getting the numbers in. It's a much, much gentler, and rewarding, I think, process, because you haven't got the stress of the marketing piece. And we're serving. We love doing online summits, and we love doing training, and we love offering value and delivering more and more and more, so that people, you know how much you love watching people grow their businesses with you, Pegeen. It gives you a real high. And that's what is going to come from this kind of an exclusive event. Really exciting.
I love it. And I'm so glad that you're here. And for everybody watching, make sure that you put your October 15th and 16th on the table on your calendar for the Kick Butt Power Women Gathering. Because now when I say it out loud, then I have to do it.
Oh,
all right. Thank you. So look at that editing, and it's also helpful if you can actually type well while you're on. You know, multi-talented requires you to be able to type well while you're doing this stuff. So check out Jody Peeper at jodypeeper.com. All of you that are coming, make sure that you're coming at the October 15th A/D Kick Butt Power Gathering. Look forward to seeing you all then. We love you. We support you. We are cheering you on. Let's make money, ladies. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thanks, Jody.